I like to say that a man is the closest thing to God. No matter what's going on, we have to rise consistently every day, and we have to provide consistently every day. We have to serve consistently every day.
He has to have a code. He has to have certain things he's going to say and do, and he means it. You know, when I was coming up, if a man said something, that was his word was bond.
For some guys, they're invisible to women. In order for them to stop complaining, they just really have to step up their game, meaning they have to step up their strategy. They have to become a more attractive guy. So the reason why so many guys are sexless is because they don't have any game.
Weak men need to be purged. And what I mean by that is that there was a time where only the strongest men had valuable things.
Anybody that's been out here in the last 10 years, it's easier to get sex than it is to make $100. Basically put yourself in a position and they throwing it to you. So I think, again, weak men have risen up and they have a voice and they spew their shit onto other weak men and they fall for it, and it's this whole victimhood thing.
I say, okay, put your arm out. They put their arm out. I say, grab your arm. You can grab your arm.
When I think of a man in my head, he takes responsibility with a purpose. And this responsibility gives him struggle, and through that struggle, he gets strength, and through that strength, he creates structure.
Smack your arm. You can smack your arm. Pinch your arm. Okay, you're real. Go fucking knock on Fear's door and grab his arm.
Whatever he wants out of life, whatever he desires out of life, whatever steps he wants to take to secure what he requires, I think he should be true to that first and foremost.
Say what you mean and mean what you say.
See, the emotional male will always use emotions to make excuses for the fact he ain't shit.
You gotta be ready to go the distance behind what you believe in. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be willing to die about some shit.
Still ain't getting women? Really? Come on, son. You need to go to badboymembership.com and step up your game. What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game, and I'm telling you that if you really want to attract beautiful women, you need to go to badboymembership.com. This is where you get 45 through 90-minute step-by-step dating advice tutorials every month. Just sign up, follow the advice, and you'll get the woman you want. Go to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com. It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game, and I want to tell you about my documentary, Game Kings, The Definition of Game, starring myself, the Boss Mac Top Soil, Rosebud, Ron Wills, Miles Cunningham, and much more. In this documentary, you're going to learn about confidence, manhood, attracting women, and the definition of the game. To get this documentary, go to MrLocario.com.
Some people think you need a sports car to get what you want. Some people think you need $1 million. Some people think you need looks, status. The only thing you need is what they can't get unless they come straight to you. And that's your identity. Join the Masculine Identity membership today. MasculineIdentityMembership.com. Masculine Identity Soap. This luxurious, quality, high lather, high moisturizing, all natural bar soap has been handcrafted with care and consistency to provide a quality cleansing experience for self-care, focus, and productivity, specially formulated for cold showers. Stay clean, gentlemen. Masculine Identity Soap.
Click the links below to get private one-on-one coaching sessions with Mr. Locario or Miles Cunningham to step up your game. These coaching sessions are designed to help you with your specific needs in the dating game. So make sure you click the links below right now so that you can step up your game today. Yo, yo, yo. What's poppin'? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's poppin'? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy in the dating game. What's good? Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to somebody in the building. Shout out to my lady April MC in the motherfucking building. Shout out to, who else we got up in here? Shout out to Little Rock 2517, Soulmonger, Duke Alex, Champ Lee, Spirit of Elijah. Shout out to a monogamous player. Frankie Shy, Aussie in the building. Phoenix is in the building. Raymond is up in here. Richard Hum is in the building. King Josh, Hakeem is in the building. True Savage, what's popping with you? Shout out to you. Who else we got up in here? June Sports is in the building. Joe Blast is in the motherfucking building. What's going on? What's going on? Shout out to Scary Perry. Ella, what's popping with you? What's going on with you? Shout out to Captain Creator in the building. Elaine was popping with you, and what's going on? Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. So today's topic, we're gonna be talking about why women regret having sex with you. Okay, we're about to go in, and truthfully, this is probably one of the most important videos that I'm probably gonna do, because this is gonna cover a lot of things that you guys should know. When it comes to your dating life and when you're dealing with women, when you're hooking up, when you're having sex, when you are in a long-term relationship with a woman, like it's going to cover a lot of these things. But, we're going to be talking a little bit about this dude named Neil Gaiman, and he is a author. And I think this guy right here, I'll put him on the screen. So this guy, he's written, some stuff, some books. I think he wrote, I think, the script for Coraline. He's done Sandman, some other things and all that other stuff. So he's an author that a lot of people know, and a lot of people, like his work and all that other good shit, right? So now he is in, the news lately because women that were his fans and some women that he was, working with basically were saying that he was doing some nefarious type shit. But we're going to get into that in a second. I see somebody calling already. Hold on. Let's go to 702. 702 was popping. Can you hear me?
Yeah. This Jason, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Did you donate?
Yeah, I hit Miles on the Cash App.
All right, that's what's up. That's what's up. So what's going on?
I got a quick question for you. I know you're about to go in and do your thing. I was curious. I'm on the Bad Boy membership. It's fire. I was curious if you could do a membership on balancing masculinity and within social situations. I feel like that's something that you should kind of go in on more and kind of give more detail on the Bad Boy membership. Is that possible?
But what do you mean by that? What do you mean balancing your masculinity and social? What do you mean by that?
I mean, like, I feel like in a lot of social situations, it's kind of tough for a lot of guys to balance masculinity and leadership within social situations.
Like how? Give me an example.
For example, I'm talking to like a group of women.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. For example, I was talking to two chicks last night at one of the casinos, and they wanted to kind of do their thing, but I was trying to lead the situation back to sex. But it was tough to kind of balance out, leadership, but also being social within the situation.
So you're trying to say it was hard trying to balance out leading them and also being social? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
So what do you mean? Because I'm still confused. Because you was trying to make some sexual happen with the woman, and they just weren't like feeling it. Like, what was the issue?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we was having a good time and everything like that. The vibe was good and all that. But as far as like as far as like making things happen
Mm-hmm.
and leading the situation like you suggest.
Mm-hmm.
You know, at least for me, it's tough to do because I gotta balance like I gotta be in a social situation. I gotta socialize with the group, but at the same time trying to lead to sex, trying to lead to what I'm trying to make happen.
But the thing is that you do all this at the same time. There's nothing like, so basically it sounded like you were just talking to some chicks that weren't interested in you. You understand what I'm saying? Because if they were interested, they would follow your lead and go based on where you're trying to go with the situation and the conversation, and then you're being social while doing that. You see what I'm saying? So it just sounded like you were in a situation where you were trying to make something happen with some women, and they just weren't, they weren't with it.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
All right. I guess you can see it that way. I feel like, I mean, it's going to be my thing with that is I'll have to charge a lot of women to the game when really all I'm just trying to do is have a good time for now, have a good time for the night.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't even trying to think of it that deep, but I guess I get what you're saying.
Yeah, because this is the thing. When you're out here doing what you do, right? So let's say if you're out at an event or a place or whatever, and then you see some women and you're trying to, make something happen, you're being social regardless because you're in the situation being social. So that's happening, period. Now, if you're trying to, make something specific happen with a particular woman or women and they're not cooperating, those women just ain't cooperating. And then so you just move on to other women and talk to those women. You see what I'm saying? So it's not necessarily like anything that you need to like think about or balance out. It's like, hey, this is what I'm doing anyway. And the women who are going to cooperate. The women who are not. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I see
because what it sounds like you're saying is, it sounds like you're saying, how do I balance out like doing what I want to do and then at the same time being in a social situation doing some other thing that I may not necessarily want to do, and to keep like things going.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying
right,
to say.
But that's what I'm saying. But the point is, you should be doing what you want to do the whole time. Does that make sense? Like, you got to do that regardless.
Okay.
You feel what I mean?
Okay. I see. So it's not even something you got to balance. It's just doing what you.
Yeah, it's doing what you want to do. And if the women are following you, cool. If not, cool. And then you just, if they're not following you, keep it moving to somebody else that's going to follow you. If they're not, if those women are following you, then you fuck with those. If they're not, then you don't. It's that simple. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right, for sure. I got you. I see how you're looking at it. All right, man. I appreciate it, Locario.
All right, man. Appreciate the call, fam. All right. So real quick. So basically, let me take this one other call and then we're gonna get into the topic. I see y'all are calling up heavy. Hold on. Let's go to 516. 516. What's popping? Who this? 516. All right. Hold on. Okay, so guys, let me I'm not gonna take no calls until I get through this point because I gotta make sure that you guys understand this. So 516, I'm call back in like 10 minutes. I'm gonna have you call back in 10 minutes, 516. Don't worry about it. So basically, let's get into this topic real quick, right? Of why women regret having sex with you. So like I said earlier, right? There's this guy, Neil Gaiman, right here, who has been accused of, sexual abuse and, doing certain sexual acts with women who weren't really feeling what he was trying to do. So he was doing a lot of like kinky type of stuff. He would tell the girl to call him master and all this other stuff. And there's a lot of detail in what was going on. You guys can look it up. It's a lot of shit. I don't need to, go into it here. But bottom line is that he was fucking with a woman who was his baby, who was babysitting his kids, right? And he was dealing with other women who you would probably consider like fans of his work and shit like that, right? So what happened is that now these women are coming out saying like, oh, we did certain things and I wasn't comfortable. And what he's saying is that a lot of it was, he's basically saying that it was all consensual, right? And then some women are saying there were times where he were doing stuff and they told him no, and he, was just kind of trying to make it happen. Allegedly, this is all that's been said, right? Now, whether he did it or not isn't really the point of what I'm going to be talking about, right? because there's a deeper point to all of this. And this is what you guys have to understand. That's why I titled this, Why Women Regret Having Sex with You, right? And in this situation with this guy, the women that he was having sex with and dealing with, right, were dealing with him and having sex with him. But the key issue is this. The key issue is that these women were not actually sexually attracted to him, meaning they didn't like him like that or desire him in a sexual way. So a lot of times what happens is that when you guys deal with women and they don't really have a strong sexual desire for you, but they still have sex with you, right? This is what's going to make women regret being in sexual situations and having sex with you, right? So a lot of guys think that, oh, well, you know, I'm just trying to get the booty by any means necessary, or, you know, I'm going to use my money and my status to get the women. And then they get women, these women have sex with these guys, and then it's an issue. This is why you have situations like Harvey Weinstein. This is why you have situations like what happened with Bill Cosby and all these other different situations, is that you have guys engaging in sexual activity with women who don't really like them. They like the status. They like the money. They like the clout. They like the circumstance that the guy is in, right? But they don't actually like the guy. So what I'm telling you guys is this, is that when you're dealing with women, you always want to deal with women who like you. Not that they like you got money, not that they like you got a nice car, not that they like that you got a bunch of followers on Instagram. And this is what a lot of guys try to do. They try to attract women that way. And then this is the type of shit that could happen to you in your life when you deal with women who don't really like you, right? And see, this is the thing. He's saying that this was all consensual. Now let's go into that. See, a lot of you guys think just because a woman consents that it's all good, right? Let me explain to you when it's not all good, right? Because all consent is not good consent. So what is consent? Consent means that she's basically saying she wants to have sex and do the thing, right? But in this guy, Neil Gaiman's situation, what could have been happening is that the women who are consenting to him or consenting to do certain things were doing it under the premise that he's, you know, an authority figure, under the premise that they're his fan, under the premise that they may think that they're going to get some sort of, you know, business opportunity or whatever it is with this guy, right? So let me give you guys an example. Let's say I am at a bar, chilling, minding my business, right? Drinking my drink, hanging out, and a girl walks up to me and she says, "Oh shit, is that Mr. Locario? Oh my God, Locario. Oh my God, it's so cool to meet you. I saw you on Fresh and Fit show the other day." Right? So me and her get to talking and she's like, "Oh yeah, I really like watching Fresh and Fit. It's, you know, it's so crazy, blah, 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 all this other stuff," right? So now we're talking and I'm flirting with her. And let's say I'm flirting with her and to the point where I'm trying to, like, you know, smash that night. And I say, "Hey, listen, you know, I'm actually staying at this hotel. I'm just chilling in this bar real quick, but you know, we should go up to my room and hook up." And then let's say she says, "Well, you know, actually, you know, I don't know. I just met you. I'm not really that type of girl, blah, blah, blah." So she's giving me resistance right now. Let's say I say to her, "Hey, you know, do you really like Fresh and Fit show like that?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, I love that show. You know, I watch it all the time with my friends." And I say, "You know, how would you like to be on an episode of Fresh and Fit?" Right? Let's say I say that to her. She'd be like, "Oh, that'll be so cool. Like, that'd be so awesome." And I'd be like, "All right, well, check this out. I'll holler at them and get you on the show if you come upstairs and have sex with me." So now what happens is let's say she consents to doing that. So she says, "All right, cool. Yeah, let's do that." So now we go upstairs, we have sex, but we're having sex under the premise that she wants to be on the show. Right? So she's not having sex with me because she desires having sex with me. She's having sex with me because she wants to get on the show. Right? So even though she consented, she's consenting under the premise of getting on the show. So, right? So now let's say I get her on the show. She's on the Fresh and Fit show. She's all excited. And then let's say I end up having sex with her again. And she's only having sex with me, not because she wants to have sex with me, but she's having sex with me because she wants to get on more episodes of the show. So now we're having sex and all this other stuff. And she's like, "I want to get on the show again." And then they're like, "No, we don't really want to have her on the show." Then she might feel some type of way because she's having sex with me to get back on the show, but she's not getting back on the show. So now what's going to happen is that she may feel as if I'm taking advantage of her. Oh, I don't like that we're doing all this stuff and all of that because she's not having sex with me because she wants to. She's having sex with me to try to get on the show. So now that she's not getting on the show, she feels like I'm sort of, taking advantage of her and all that other bullshit. You understand? So this is what a lot of these guys do, where the woman regrets having sex with them because they're not having sex with the guy because they want to have sex with the guy. They're having sex with the guy because of other reasons outside of wanting to have sex with him. And so this is why a lot of these guys get caught up. And this is the type of shit that can also happen to you guys. This is why I say that having game is important, because you only want to have sex with women who desire to have sex with you, meaning that they're sexually attracted to you. The women should be having sex with you because they are sexually attracted to you. If a woman is having sex with you outside of sexual attraction, you're fucking up. So meaning if you're trying to get your money up and the woman is now agreeing to have sex with you because you're getting your money up, then you're fucking up. If the woman is agreeing to have sex with you because of your clout or your status, you're fucking up. Because what happens is that when the woman feels like she's not getting a return on her investment, she's going to say or feel like you did something to her. Now, again, I'm not saying that this guy, didn't do what they're saying, and I'm not saying he did do what they're saying. What I'm saying is that these are the type of things that come up, and these are the type of things that can happen when you are dealing with women who do not have high sexual interest in you. So even, for example, a lot of, like I said, like the pickup artists and all these other guys and all that other shit who be, trying to deal with women who shit test them, try to deal with women who give them resistance, right? This is the type of shit you're setting yourself up for. Why? Because you wearing a chick down is still the type of woman who may feel like she regrets having sex with you. Why? Because she wasn't highly sexually attracted to you in the beginning. So a lot of you guys that want to do all that pickup shit and try to wear a woman down, you're getting close to this category. You understand what I'm saying? You're getting close to this category of dealing with a woman who's going to regret the fact that she fucked you because she never really wanted to fuck you. And the reason why a lot of these girls end up having sex or consenting to these type of situations is because what happens is that they have an agenda, and being with you in that moment can fulfill her particular agenda. But because she don't like you, if she feels like she didn't get a return on her investment, then she's going to feel like you used her in some form of way. She's going to feel like, damn, like this guy just, played me. You understand? And this is where all the goofy shit can go down. Because a lot of times what happens is some women will deal with you because you're giving them attention. So they want more and more attention, so they continue to deal with you, even though they're not really sexually attracted to you like that. But at some point, the attention that they're trying to get, right, from you can turn into a situation where they see you want sex and they say, damn, well, I've been taking all this attention. I guess I should have sex with him to get more attention. I guess I'm in a situation or position where I guess I have to have sex with him now, even though she doesn't want to. You understand? But the sign that she didn't want to was when she was giving you the shit test. The sign that she didn't want to was when she was flaking a bunch of times. The sign that she didn't want to was when she was resisting, but you took it as her playing hard to get. And then when that girl when she regrets having sex with you, right? I can't even speak now. When she regrets having sex with you, right? And see, if you guys are lucky, right? All that will happen is she regrets it. But on the other side of the spectrum, if she feels like she's been taken advantage of, if she feels like, I feel like he didn't give me what he promised, it's a fucking wrap for your ass. And then you'll be in the situations like this guy. Because this guy, Neil Gaiman, he was dealing with women who didn't really like him like that. Because he was actually, I heard he was married, him and his wife, I think were in a poly situation. So, they would do like open relationship situation. And he said, this is what they're saying or legend, that, he had a younger babysitter like in her 20s and she was babysitting their kid. And then he told her to get into a hot tub and he got naked and got into a hot tub with her and just a bunch of other shit. And it's just a bunch of other stuff that was going on where he was dealing with these women sexually and these women weren't necessarily into him sexually. But because he had status, he was rich, you understand? He had the clout, he had all these other things. He was able to gain access to these women, but these women were not sexually interested in him. So basically what I'm saying is this. If a woman is having sex with you for any other reason besides desiring you highly when it comes to sex, if she's having sex with you for any other reason besides wanting your dick, you're in a lot of trouble. You understand? You are setting yourself up to be in trouble. You're setting yourself up to be in a situation where there could be drama based on the woman regretting it and then saying you did something that you probably didn't even do or you didn't think you were doing. You understand? Because you're like, but she said she wanted to do it. But she wanted to do it under the premise that she was only fucking with you because of your money. She wanted to do it under the premise that you told her or promised her you were going to get her backstage or you were going to do this for her or that for her. She was doing it under the premise that, you were going to buy her these gifts. You said, so maybe girls are a no-go. Exactly. Thank you. That's what I'm talking about. So all you pickup artists on that, there's these maybe girls, bro. Like you meet some girls and they're not really like yes about it, but they're kind of maybe. So, the maybe girls, you just gotta, try harder. You understand? You gotta pass your shit test, bro. You gotta do extra things because no, nigga, fuck the maybe girls. The maybe girls are the women who are going to later on say or feel like you did something to them. See, I don't want to make it this harsh, but you guys got to fucking wake up. You guys have to wake up. You understand? Because what happens is that you're dealing with women who you have to wear down and chase and all this other stuff. And all of those things are signs she's not highly sexually attracted to you. So therefore, if sex does happen, it's happening under the premise of you wearing her down and her not being highly sexually attracted to you. And let me tell you something, you do not want to be having sex with a woman who is not highly sexually attracted to you. So you're like, Locario, how do I know a woman is highly sexually attractive? Well, I don't know. Maybe she's cooperating on a consistent basis like I've been always saying for fucking years. Maybe, I don't know, maybe a chick who doesn't shit test you. See, the chick who doesn't shit test you is probably highly sexually attracted to you. Probably. The girl who doesn't make it difficult for sex to happen, maybe that girl is highly sexually attracted to you. The girl who doesn't play games, maybe that girl's highly sexually attracted to you. But again, you guys want to chase these chicks and, you want the baddies. And remember, the baddies don't fucking just, hook up like that. You gotta try harder, bro. You gotta do all this stuff. You gotta do all these jumping jacks. Exactly. You gotta spend 3 hours wearing her down. You know what I'm saying? Listen. The women are going to regret fucking you because they are not highly sexually attracted to you. You understand what I'm saying? But guys, if you want to call up, you can call up 646-481-3901. 646-481-3901 is the number. So you said, Locario, how is it our fault if women feel some type of way like we did something if we didn't? No, this is why it's your fault. It's your fault if you're dealing with a woman knowing she is not highly sexually attracted to you. So if you know she's not highly sexually attracted to you, don't fuck with her. But let's go to 516. 516 was popping. Who this?
Hey, what's up, Locario?
What's
My name
going
is
on?
Jay. How you doing?
Chilling. Did you donate?
Yeah, I did to Venmo.
All right, that's what's up. Appreciate it. So what's going on?
Hey, yeah. So I just I've been dating a girl for a while now, and basically things are going well. Just let her know that I want a open relationship, and basically she essentially told me that like she's scared of that because she thinks that I might be running off with the girl that I end up having sex with.
Mm-hmm.
But she did tell me that she wants me and that she is willing to work on those aspects within herself that's like causing this type of anxiety within her about like the open relationship. So I'm still vetting her out and planning on doing that for another few months. I just wanted to know if this was like the right call, basically, to keep doing this and see like if she actually does what she says and if it works out. I wanted to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, so I mean, all you need to do is just keep doing what you're doing as far as like, y'all hook up, you know what I'm saying? You probably could hang out, do whatever you've been doing, but she just don't get tired of a girlfriend. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So you can basically say, hey, look, this is what it is. It ain't gonna change. Now we could still get together and hook up and have some fun and all that, but you ain't gonna be my girl. So that's what you gotta tell her.
Okay. And basically just continue this.
Yeah.
So like, I guess like the 18 months.
Yeah. And it's the thing, you can find another woman and vet her too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it ain't got to be. And then what'll happen is that, let's say you vet this other chick, you've been with the next chick, the new chick for like 12 months or whatever. That chick could become your girl, and this other girl could just be another chick on the side that you smashing. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the thing is, you gotta see. Basically, what you gotta understand is this: is that you can't let how women feel stop your plans. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is, either it's going to be you or it's going to be another chick, but I'm going in this direction. So if you too scared to go in a direction, that's cool. You could still be on the sidelines, but I'm gonna go in this direction. That's all she need to know. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, definitely. I definitely feel you on that. Is there like a time frame that this should be done by or anything like that, or just let it basically go for like
No, it don't got to be no time frame, because remember, she's at the point where it could happen. She's hesitating because she's scared. So she needs to not be scared and then be able to jump on it. Now, what happens is that at whatever point she's ready, right? She could let you know, but then it could be either too late or not too late. Meaning now what'll happen is that you might say, well, listen, you took too long. I got a girl now, and I ain't really trying to have another girl. You could be my side chick, but you missed the train. You see what I'm saying? Or you can say, well, listen, I'm gonna have two girlfriends. You're just gonna be my number two. You see what I'm saying? Okay. But the thing is so she just got to know that the train ain't stopping because of her. She got to jump on or fucking miss the train. That's it.
Okay. I got you, man. Thanks a lot. I respect it.
Yes, sir. All right, man. Appreciate the call, fam. All right. Yeah. All right. And so let's go to 239. 239. What's popping? Who this?
Yo.
Hello? 239. 239?
On the Cash App.
Yo, what's going on? Can you hear me? Yeah, cut out for a second.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. I can hear you. Did you donate?
Yeah, I donated to Miles on the Cash App.
That's what's up. All right, so what's going on?
Hey, I had a quick question, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I want to know if a chick, so the only chicks I ever hook up with are the ones that respond or call me back and tell them to. So should I not?
Yo, what's up with your phone? You should keep going in it. Wait, Your phone is a beast. It keep going in and out.
Can you hear me better?
Yeah, go ahead. What you gonna say? Say it again.
Yeah. I was asking. So basically, the only chicks I ever hook up with are the ones that call me at the time I tell her to after I give her my number. Should I only mess with the chicks that follow that lead or text me at that time or text me? Because there's some that hit me up later, and I don't know. And those are the ones that aren't really that cooperative. So I want to know.
I'm confused. Hold on. Say it again. So you said there's women you're hooking up with, and then what happens with them?
So what I'm trying to say is that from the beginning, some of them, I'll tell them what time to hit me up at. And when they hit me up at that time, that's how I know that they're cooperative. The other ones that hit me up maybe like hours later or the next day aren't really that cooperative. So I just want to know, is that something I should follow?
So, and these are the girls you're just hooking up with, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and
the ones that are actually cooperative will hit me up when I tell them. Okay. I say hit me up at 6 o'clock.
And what are they hitting you up for?
To set up the time to get together.
Okay, so and then you saying that the ones that are not hitting you up, should you charge to the game?
So hitting me up later, like after the time that I give.
Okay, so you're saying like, should you charge them chicks to the game?
Yeah, exactly. Because most of the time they're just wasting time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because if you tell a girl, hey, hit me up this time, and she doesn't, then you got to charge it to the game. Now, there's a difference between a woman. Now, the difference is that if she hits you up before, that's different. But if she hits you up after, that's a charge. So let's say you say to a girl, hey, hit me up at 7 o'clock or some shit. She hit you up at like 4 p.m. Right? Now, she's still not listening to hit you up at 7, but that's better than her hitting you up at 8. And the reason why I say that is because if she's hitting you up at 4 or 5 when she's supposed to hit you up at 7, a lot of times chicks will do that just because they're excited to talk to you or hit you up. Right? Now, you can correct them and say, hey, listen, when I tell you to hit me up at 7, I need you to hit me up at 7, not before. But you don't need to necessarily charge her. You just have to teach that woman. You see what I'm saying? But the woman who hits you up after the time, then you got to charge it. Does that make sense?
Gotcha. I like that principle because the one chick I got with recently, she hit me up at the exact time that I gave. So
right, and those are the ones you continue to fuck with. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly. And I'm glad I've had that experience so that I don't go back to some bullshit.
Right. So that's all. That's it.
No, I actually like that. I appreciate the info about if they hit you up before, then you just correct them. But if they hit you up after, then you could charge them because they're following you.
Exactly. All right.
I appreciate that. You have I'm gonna check out the rest of the show.
Yes, sir. Appreciate the call, fam. All right, so you guys can call in. Call in number is 646-481-3901. 646-481-3901 is the number. So let me see what some of these questions are saying in the joint. But yeah, let me talk about Zay's question again, because he said, how's it your fault if a woman feels some type of way like we did something if we didn't? This is why you have to be very careful about how you deal with women, because what you want to happen is that when you're dealing with a woman should be clear on what the situation is based on what you say and your actions, right? So a lot of times you have to notice, is this girl dealing with me because she's into me, or is she dealing with me because she's into my money, my popularity, my position at work, or whatever the fuck it is, right? My title at work, whatever the fuck it is, right? And the way that you know this, because you're like, well, Locario, how am I supposed to know if she's with me for the money or not? Don't give her any money. You understand what I'm saying? Don't spend nothing on her, meaning don't take her out to extravagant places, don't buy her gifts, don't do none of that shit. You understand what I'm saying? So how do I know she's just into me for sex, or she's into me because I have a high position at work, right? What you do is that you get to the sex immediately, quickly. You let the girl know, let's hook up. Let's make this shit happen. If she's hooking up with you on a consistent basis, just off the hooking up, and that's all you're doing, she don't give a fuck about what you're doing for work. But a lot of times what happens is that women who don't really like you sexually like that are not going to have sex with you quickly. But see, a lot of guys who don't know that, they end up fucking wasting time with women who don't like them sexually. And then they eventually get the sex because they wore the chick down who doesn't like them sexually. And then you get into these situations where it's confusing because you're like, well, wait a second. I didn't even do anything. Like, why is she tripping? But what happened is that you didn't understand she didn't like you in the first place. See, the internet will have you believe, well, you know, these women, they're into you. You just gotta push through her resistance, bro. She's just shit testing you, bro. No, nigga, she's not into you like that. And what happens is that if you keep fucking around with women like that, right? Just like the pickup artists, they have this thing called last minute resistance. And that's when a woman is in, let's say, your house and you're trying to make something happen sexual. And then she's like, oh, I don't know. I don't think we should do this. They'll call that last minute resistance. And then you're like, you got to push through the last minute resistance, bro. You got to like talk to her and try to seduce her out of the last minute resistance. And I'm like, are you guys fucking insane? You understand what I'm saying? Are you guys insane? And then you wonder why. And then you wonder why motherfuckers like this and Harvey Weinstein and Bill Cosby and all the other guys who are in these situations get into these situations because they are in situations dealing with women who don't like them. You understand? You should only be having sex with women who desire you sexually, who highly sexually desire you. If you have to do anything else to get sex, you're fucking up. You understand what I'm saying? You're fucking up. Let's see what some of these questions are saying real quick. It says, I'm a black dude. I easily attract black women, but I find it hard to attract white women. Is there a trick I can use to attract them? Yes, it's real simple. You go and approach all the other women. That's the trick. You actually walk up and have conversations with other women. So you're like, you said that you having a hard time attracting white women. All right, let me Google how many white women are there in the world. Hold on, let me see. How many white women are there in the world? Hold on, let's see. How many white women are there in the world? Hold on. Female population. I'm trying to find the white women. Hold on. Trying to find how many white women. Why can I not find this? Why are they not showing me the fucking statistics, people? I know motherfuckers love statistics. I'm trying to find the statistics. Can anybody in the chat find how many white women are there in the world? Because we need to know this for Big Vusi, so he can get some white women. Because obviously it's impossible. You understand? Crazy. But what you got to say is it's a lot of fucking white women in the world. So the thing is that you got to just go out there and find the white women who are attracted to you. See, a lot of times you said 296 million. I don't know if that's correct or not, but all I'm saying is there's a lot of fucking white women or whatever type of women in the world for you guys to go and get shit cracking. You understand what I'm saying? Let me see. This says, I got a date set for Saturday. That's for 8 o'clock. The chick asks if we can do an earlier date. I'm wondering if I let her pick an earlier time. Is that me being flexible and starting off wrong? Well, this is the thing. A lot of times, so when you guys are dealing with women, right? And when a chick in a lot of cases are saying, oh, can we do it another day? Can we do it earlier this time or whatever, right? Now, what happens is it depends on a lot of different things, right? In general, right? What I would say is you tell the girl, hey, listen, Look, if you ain't got time to do this today, right? We'll just do it another time. Just hit me up when you're free. Right? So you just sort of like curb the situation. Right? So that's one thing. Now, depending on you, let's say you're supposed to meet the girl at 8:00 and she says, I'm running, I just realized it's going to probably take me a good 45 minutes to get there. So I'm not going to be able to get there until like 8:15. Is that okay? That's one thing. That's different. You see what I'm saying? In that situation, that's fine. Right? But in general, if a girl's like, oh, I can't do Tuesday, can we do Wednesday instead? And oh, no, we're good. Listen, we'll just hit me up when you're free. We'll do it another time. You see what I'm saying? Because sometimes what happens is that the woman, she will say, oh, no, it's okay. Just, I just figured it'll be better for me Wednesday, but I can still do Tuesday or whatever the fuck day you were supposed to do it. You see what I'm saying? But usually you just want to sort of like call it a day and then tell her, hey, you hit me up when you're free, and then we'll see if we can make it happen again. Because you don't want to be in a situation where a woman is trying to switch it up or she's on some maybe shit, and then you're sort of keeping your evening open for the fickle energy. It's like, no, we're not doing that. So he said about 1.5 million in the US. So yeah, exactly. See, there's 1.5 million white women in the US, guys. If you want the white women, holler at the white women. There's a lot of them out there. Let me see. You said, does your reputation matter in the game? Nothing crazy to do with law. I mean, your reputation with women. Well, it depends. It just all depends on the situation. Because like in most cases, women are not going to know who you are, right? But let's say you're in a situation where women might know your reputation. Let's say you're at a college campus, you go to a certain school, or you are a part of a certain like group or something, or you frequent a certain area or situation, then you could have a reputation that could work or help you or not. You see what I'm saying? So you could be seen as like the guy, for example, who knows how to lay that pipe down. So you can have a reputation of that, and that'll sometimes make women want to fuck with you because you got that reputation. You see what I'm saying? So it just all depends. Let me see. This says, for me, every time a girl have shown a little bit of resistance from the beginning, nothing happened with her. Maybe equals no all the time. Well, yeah, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. See, a lot of guys like to stretch things out because they're in a mindset of scarcity. You understand what I'm saying? So what that means is that these guys they have a scarcity mentality. So therefore they try to make things work out with women who are giving them resistance. You see what I'm saying? And then it turns into that type of bullshit. You said, is this the same chick from last? Oh, I think you're talking about the caller. It might have been. I don't know. So what's the difference between using seduction on a maybe girl to end up smashing and having a high interest sexual woman commit to linking but cancels at the last hour but offers a rain check? Damn, you talking about a lot of different shit in there. Okay, let's try to break this down. So what's the difference between using seduction on a maybe girl to end up smashing and having a high interest sexual woman commit to linking but cancels at the last hour but offers a rain check? Okay, so if she's highly sexually interested, she's not going to cancel at the last minute. Her canceling at the last minute means she's not highly sexually interested. You understand what I'm saying? Now, unless there is a actual, act of God emergency, she's not canceling. Also, what happens is that you're not using seduction on maybe girls. You understand what I'm saying? Seduction is not for maybe girls. See, a maybe girl is a chick who is sort of like she's in the middle, meaning it's kind of like you're interacting with her and she could either go with it or not. She has a take it or leave it type of vibe to her. You understand? A woman you seduce is a woman who is showing high sexual interest, but there's something blocking her from doing the thing she already wants to do. Right? So a girl who's a maybe girl is like, you tell a girl, hey, you know, like you're at the bar or at the club or whatever, you talking to a girl and you say to her, you know, oh, like, let's exchange information or some shit. And then she's like, oh, well, I mean, I don't know. I'm not really looking for anything right now. And then you're like, come on, you know what I'm saying? We have a good time. And she's like, I don't know. I just came out of something serious and I'm just trying to chill. That's a maybe girl. You understand what I'm saying? A woman you would seduce is a woman who is showing high sexual interest, but there's something blocking her from making the shit happen that she wants. So for example, you're in the club, you're flirting with the girl, and she's grabbing your dick and she's saying, oh my God, I want to suck your dick so bad, but I don't think I should because my girlfriends are gonna, you know, over there waiting for me. That's a girl you seduce. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the difference between a maybe girl and a girl you would actually seduce. You see what I'm saying? You said, you consider Alan Roger Curry's wholesome pretender and erotic hypocrite archetypes as maybe girls. I don't know. I got to read more on that. I just know the manipulated time waster archetype. I haven't read too much on the wholesome pretender or erotic hypocrites, but from what I you know gather from what I've heard, I think it's it's aligned with that. You feel what I'm saying? Because basically all a maybe girl is a woman who has medium interest in you. That's it. You understand what I'm saying? She has medium interest in you. And so what a lot of pickup artists like to do is they say, hey, learn these pickup skills so you can get, you know, this hot chick to chase you or to want to be with you. You know, you say these 3 words or you neg her, you demonstrate high value, you do this, you do all this other nonsense to sort of turn it around with that girl. But what happens is it's not really being turned around. You're just wearing her down. You understand? See, I talked about this the other day. I was actually coaching a client and I had to explain this to him. And I want to explain this to you real quick. It's really simple. See, a lot of what you guys got to understand is that you can't really turn a woman who has medium interest into you into a woman who has high interest in you. Or you can't turn a woman who has low interest in you into a woman who kind of has medium interest in you. And what I mean by that is that if you approach a woman and talk to her and she has medium interest in you, right? Let's say you're talking to her at 8 p.m. You can't talk to her for half an hour and then by 8:30 she has high interest in you. No, she still has medium interest. You just wore her down for her to make a particular move, right? In order for a woman's interest to really be raised, right? It essentially looks like you've grown on her. But what that actually means is that it takes a long time for a woman's interest to be different when it comes to dealing with you. So let's say, for example, you meet a girl and she has medium interest in you. In order for her interest to be raised or for her to start liking you more, it's not going to happen within that initial conversation. It'll happen over time. And the reason why it happens over time is because once she starts to like you more, it's because either you changed or she changed. Follow what I'm saying here? So let's say, for example, you talk to a woman, she has medium interest in you. And let's say you are a little bit overweight. I'm just using this as an example to get you guys to understand. You're a little bit overweight. You're not really confident, but you're a cool guy. So she's like, okay, he's kind of okay. He's all right. And then let's say y'all go on a date but she's not really feeling it. So she kind of just falls back. You don't ever see her again. You went on that one date. And then let's say a year goes by, you got in shape, right? You're more confident. Your mouthpiece is on point. And then she runs into you again. Now she has high interest in you, but you're a totally different motherfucker, basically. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not like, oh, this girl I'm talking to now, I can raise her interest now. She's going to automatically. No. It takes time. So either you're going to change or she's going to change. You understand? So let's use the example again where she changes though. Let's say same situation. She meets you. She thinks you're a nice guy. You know, you're not that fit or whatever. You know, whatever. She has medium interest in you because of whatever. You know, you're not that confident. You're just a regular dude. And she's not interested in you. Why? Because she wants the guy who's fit, in shape, blah, 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 all this other stuff, right? Now, she ends up dating multiple guys who are like that. And they fuck her and toss her to the side. Now she's like, you know what? I'm tired of being used for my box. I want a guy who's going to really cherish me and care for me. So now she runs into you again, and you're still the same fucking guy who is the, you know, regular average dude, not really that in shape, but you're a nice guy. Now she has high interest in you. Why? Because she knows you're interested in her, and you're the perfect guy at this moment to care for her and love her and all that other shit. So now she has high interest because she's changed. You understand what I'm saying? But what you guys don't understand is you guys get tricked into thinking, well, let me get this pickup skill and I'm going to turn this woman who has low interest in me into a woman who has high interest in me in one conversation. It don't happen that way. You understand what I'm saying? So you guys got to stop with this nonsense, man. Let me see what some of these questions say in here. It says, if a girl who told you maybe at one point comes back and hits you up, should you ignore her? Well, the thing is this, like, I wouldn't really take back a chick who, I should say this, I wouldn't take a chick seriously who came back after the fact. You understand? So let's say I approached her, go talk to her or whatever, and you know, I was trying to make something happen. And then she was like, oh, I'm not interested, whatever the hell it was, right? And then all of a sudden she, 3 weeks later, a month later, 3 months later, hits me up on Instagram, DMs me or whatever. She's like, oh, hey, stranger, what's up? Blah, 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 blah. Right? Now, in most cases, I just ignore it. But if I was to deal with her, interact with her, it would only strictly just be sex. You understand what I'm saying? It would just be sex. Like she would never ascend beyond that. And that's because at the beginning, she basically didn't take the opportunity. And what her coming back says is that the stuff she really wanted was not available. So this is why she's coming back. You understand what I'm saying? So that's exactly. Me and Abel just talked about this. We literally just talked about this the other day. But that's basically what I would do. All right, let me see. Hold on, we got 502. 502 was popping. Who this?
What's going on, Locario? It's Phoenix.
Phoenix.
You know I donated.
Appreciate the donation. That's what's up.
Yeah.
So what's going on? What's going on?
What's going on? Man, I had called because I kind of disagreed with you at first about if you was a completely different person, then the woman would go from medium interest to high interest. Because I had went through that. Like, I said, okay, you remember in like Family Matters when Steve Urkel became Stefan Urkel?
Right.
Yeah. See, I went through that, but the people around me and the people I had already been around and stuff like that, they never could stop seeing the Steve Urkel. So I never could, like any of those women that had no interest in me, or they kind of just thought I was all right or whatever. I never could turn it and flip it or nothing to where they had the high interest in me.
Right. Well, the thing
is, okay, yeah, go ahead.
No, I was going to say the thing is that a lot of times is because you're still the same guy. You see what I'm saying? That's what it is.
That's okay. Right. Yeah, that's what got me thinking when the phone started ringing. I said, wait a minute. I just probably looked different. I still had the same.
Yeah, because if you still have the same behaviors, the same energy. So when I say that you're a completely different person, what I'm saying is a lot of times, because I'm just using like physical as a simple example for people to understand. When I'm saying you're a completely different person, what I'm saying is, it's like, you know, it's like you know when you watch a fucking one of these comic book movies or some shit where it's like the person goes from being like a hero to a villain, or a villain to a hero, like they totally change up their whole vibe and energy. And it's like, so they're on a whole different trajectory. It's just like a guy going from a trick to a player. You understand what I'm saying? It's a totally different shift. You see what I mean? And so what happens is that the guy who was the trick, who she was never into, she would never be into that guy, period. So when you're no longer the trick, and let's say you become a player, right? That trick energy is totally out of your system. So it's like it's almost like you're a whole different person. Like you're not even who you were. You're not even that guy. You're a whole different guy. So this is what I'm saying where, and I talked about this before, wherever the woman meets you at is the interest level you will always be at. You understand? Mm. Anything that seems like it's getting to the point where she actually is, where it's different, it's because one of you changed. You understand what I'm saying? So basically, it's like this. If I don't like eating Brussels sprouts, you understand what I'm saying? What happens is that I may need another food, and then I'll eat, like, let's say, asparagus. I'm like, oh, I like the asparagus. I don't like the Brussels sprouts. You understand what I'm saying? So it had to be a whole different food. Now, what happens is that if I do end up liking Brussels sprouts for whatever reason, it's because I've changed. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to say, where a lot of times, but what happens is that if I'm eating Brussels sprouts right now, I'm probably not going to like it in 5 minutes. So if a woman is not interested in you right now, she's probably not going to be interested in you in 5 minutes. You understand what I'm saying? And if it seems that way, a lot of times what happens is that she's interested in something superficial. So meaning, let's say if she's not interested in you and then all of a sudden it seems like she's interested in you, it's because she found out that you got money, or she liked your car, or she liked that you knew this other person. It's some other shit. It's not like, oh, you said something or did something and then it magically changed and now all of a sudden she's all in love with you. That's not how shit works.
Yeah. Okay. I see what you're saying. But then now here's another question then. So you said, the person has to completely change, but once a person is who they are at their core, how can they completely change?
You saying how can if the person is who they are when? You saying?
And like when they're at their core, or they've already established their masculine identity. Like you said, the truth is inside you. So you all just help us to bring out who we already are on the inside. So then how can that person ever change?
No, this is the thing. What I'm saying is that if you're at your core of who you are, right? That's who you are at that moment. You understand what I'm saying? So at every moment, who you are at your core is what you're supposed to be at that moment, right? At any other different moment. So what I'm saying is your masculine identity it's not stagnant. You understand? So meaning the same guy, the guy I am today is not going to be the same guy I am next week. You understand what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is that every moment, right? What happens is that if I'm being true to myself at that moment, that's who I am. Right now, what happens is when a lot of times is that if I'm dealing with a woman, right, and she is not interested in me, but then all of a sudden she starts to gain interest in me, it's because what happens is that either I changed or she changed. You see what I'm saying? So either she changed to recognize. So let's say, for example, I'm just a fly motherfucker, right? But she's not interested. So then she may become interested later because now she can recognize how fly I am. Before she didn't understand. Now she does. Now she's interested now because she recognized. You see what I'm saying? Or what happens is that it could be a situation where, I'm not fly and then I get fly. And then now she's like, I'm fucking with him because he's fly. Because she always recognized flyness, but I just wasn't there. So either she recognizes flyness and I wasn't that guy, which is why she's not interested, or I was already fly and she just doesn't recognize what fly shit is, and that's why she's not interested. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is that in either of these dynamics, there has to be alignment in the situation, right? And so what happens is that even when a woman has medium interest in you, that alignment is perfect because what happens is that that's just the highest form of interest she can have in you at this moment, because that's where she's at and that's where you are. You see what I'm saying? And that's why I say when you're dealing with a woman, her actions will immediately tell you where she sees you. You see what I'm saying? So this is why it's a waste of time where you're like, oh, well, she did this, so I passed her shit test and I'm still, plowing through the resistance. It doesn't matter. You're just playing games with yourself because she's still going to have medium interest in you regardless. Even if she has sex with you and becomes your girlfriend, she still has medium interest in you regardless, because that's where it was at from the beginning. You see what I'm saying? Because if it wasn't like that, she would have had high interest in you from the beginning. It's really that simple. You see what I'm saying? But and then over time, things can change. You see what I mean?
Yeah, and that's why I was going to ask too, because now once they change, you said over time, like maybe that person does become a little different. Maybe he's more ambitious now, and she ain't used to ambition. That's where now you all are out of alignment, and you have to charge it to the game.
Exactly, because even the flip side of it is true too. A woman can have high interest, and then over time she has medium interest. Or over time, she doesn't have as much high interest as she had. You see what I'm saying? Because let's say you start slacking, you're being inconsistent, whatever the fuck it is that she was highly interested in. Now, over time, she becomes disinterested. You see what I'm saying? So that's basically what happens, because now you changed into a whole nother motherfucker, which is why she's not interested. Because the guy you are no longer him. This is why a lot of times when guys get into relationship, women take them for granted, and the relationship goes to shit and she's bitching at him or whatever, because the guy she met when they first got together most likely was dating other women. He was fucking other girls. He was doing his thing. And then once he made her his girlfriend, what did he do? He stopped fucking other girls. He stopped doing his thing. So he is not the same guy she met.
Oh,
you see what I'm saying? That's what happens.
Now I see what you're saying. So by him, quote unquote, trying to do the right thing, and he wasn't even being himself in the first place because he probably wanted to keep fucking other girls.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You see what I mean? So that's what happens. Like, you are no longer that guy she fell in love with or was infatuated with or was feeling, because when she first met you, you was the guy going out, dating, dressing nice, doing all this other shit. Now that she's your girlfriend, you're only seeing her, right? You're fucking being lazy and shit. You're not keeping yourself up like you used to, all this. So you're a totally different motherfucker. Now she looks at you like, like this motherfucker, this guy. And then she starts disrespecting you, all that other shit. You see what I'm saying? Because what happens is you've essentially changed who you are to be with the woman. And you don't even realize this. This is subconscious. And then later on, you're just like, what the fuck? You see what I'm saying?
Right. So she basically, because you lost the reason why she was attracted to you in the first place.
Exactly. And that's because you're a totally different person now. You see what I'm saying? You're no longer that smooth, charismatic, guy that she met at the bar or on the dance floor or at the party or in the street when y'all first met. Because part of what made her attracted to you when y'all first met was because you had other women. And now that you're with her, you have no other women. So, of course, the situation is going to feel different. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. So one last thing, I'm going to donate another kid because this is interesting. So now, if she does that, sees the guy, she loses the interest for him, she goes down to medium interest. And say he does, they break it off or whatever. And then he goes back to being that guy, what he was. Can she now come back to that situation and have a high interest level, being that it was high interest before? She just lost it.
Yeah, because now he's reverting back to how he was. So that's going to even bring up those feelings and all that other shit she had before. But the only way for that to be maintained is he would actually need to date her and not change. You understand what I'm saying? And so that's the problem with a lot of guys. When they end up dating women, they change for the women. You see what I'm saying? Right. So most guys, you have some guys who have no women, right? Or they're not out here doing it, out here fucking a bunch of girls or dating or whatever. And then they find a girl and they feel lucky to have her. That situation already is doomed from the start, because that woman's settling for a guy who's not the guy. You understand? She just likes the fact that he worships her and he's going to be consistent with her, whatever it is. But you have guys who they do their thing. And it's not even just with women. There's certain ways they live their life. and then they stop living their life a certain way when they get into a relationship with their woman. Because now what happens is that they go from doing what they want as men to trying to sort of cater to their woman to keep the woman around. So there's certain things they might, so their girl will complain, oh, why you got to play video games so much? Can't you like only, can't you like spend more time with me? Why do you always got to be on the video game? So then he gives up his video games to deal with her. You feel what I'm saying? But when he first met her, he was playing video games, right? But now he changes to accommodate her, which means he's turned into a totally different motherfucker. And that's why the issues he's going to have in a relationship are going to be there. You see what I'm saying? So the key is you can have a woman, but you need to make sure you maintain who you are and what you want to do and keep doing that and being that, and then having the woman fit into that. This is why we talk about having a program. Because when you have a program, you're like, woman, this is how I do shit. And if you want to fuck with me, you got to fit into this. Because I'm not stopping playing these video games. I'm not stopping going out to do the things that I'm doing. I'm not stopping to fuck other women. You feel what I'm saying? But see, most guys are going to stop fucking other women because they want to be monogamous, right? And that's why they, but that's a whole nother story. But I'm not going to stop fucking other women. I'm not going to stop playing video games. I'm not going to stop doing all the shit that I've been doing before I met you. The problem is guys stop doing shit that they want to do once they meet the girl and once they get into a relationship. Because what they do is they say, fuck what I want. I'm going to do what she wants and what society says I should do in order to keep her. And that's where they fucking up. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, because like you said before, then now the roles get reversed, and now he starts chasing her instead of her chasing him.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? That's how it works. That's how it goes down, man.
All right, man. I appreciate that, man. I'm going to donate another 10.
Yes, sir.
Jump back on there, and I'm going to holler at you later.
All right, brother. Appreciate the call, fam. All right. All right, so let me kill the phone lines real quick because we're about to wrap this up. Let me answer some of these questions, and we're going to get up out of here. Where was we at? Where were we at with this? Okay, so he said, if a black guy is having issues getting women in a small town, would you recommend him improving his game with finite amount of women there, or move to a bigger town with more options? Well, what I would say is that he should be, utilizing everything. So holler at the chicks in a small town and broaden where he talks to women. Because what you got to understand is that you guys have to stop limiting yourselves. You understand? See, this is the thing. The problem with guys like the Passport Bros was they were going overseas because they couldn't fuck with chicks here. So they thought going overseas was the answer. So but all it did was just make them be able to trick on a budget, right? What I'm telling you is that you want to be able to be in a situation where you have as much access as possible. You understand? As much access to a number of different women as possible so that you can understand that there's an abundance of women out there and also be able to get exactly what you want in these situations. Is how do you approach older chicks as a younger man in the correct way when she sees where she sees maturity in you? Well, if you go to the Bad Boy membership, I have a program called The Age Game where I talk about, hiring at chicks from different age groups and all that. But in general, it's really you just approaching just like you would approach any other chick. You understand what I'm saying? But what happens is that if she's giving you any excuse like, oh, you're too young, like when an older chick says you're too young, it's not that you're too young. She's just not interested. You said, do you find that losing interest in different women you're dating a problem with your program, spacing out interactions, or with you ascertaining compatibility well? So you're saying losing interest in different women you're dating a problem? No, because this is the thing. There's nothing wrong with losing interest in a woman. You just lose an interest. You understand what I'm saying? Because what happens is that all of this has to flow naturally. So you shouldn't be like, damn, why am I losing interest in her? If you feel that way, then that means that, you need to keep it pushing. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what that is. Hold on, let me see. Let me get some more of these questions. He said, I heard FedEx saying it's different to attract white women than black women. That's why I'm asking for a trick to make. No, there's no difference. There is no fucking difference. I gotta turn the button. There's no difference. Listen, I've been fucking with black women, white women, Asian women, Hispanic women, all types of women. It's the same fucking shit. It's the same shit. You understand what I'm saying? They're all women. Same thing. You understand? It's the same thing. See, you guys, you know, what you got to understand is that she's a woman first. Before she's a white woman, black woman, she's a woman first. You understand? You said, why do a lot of movies and media that women enjoy portray male main characters that pursue maybe women and turn them high interest? Is it propaganda? Well, they need to do that because then they wouldn't have a movie. You understand what I'm saying? They need to create the conflict in order for them to have a story. But in real life, you know, you shouldn't be chasing these women. You're not supposed to be doing that. So if you won the lottery, would you still be doing this? Absolutely. Hell yeah. So why do women try to shame men who don't apply pressure, even if they aren't high interest? This has always confused me, boggled my mind, because they like to get the attention. You understand? That's attention whore stuff. So they like to get the attention. That's why they want you to keep applying pressure, because they like the attention they get from you applying pressure. But they're not really interested in you like that. Because if they were interested in you like that, you wouldn't have to apply pressure. You understand? So how do you feel like living with your girlfriend? Well, this is the thing. Like my stance on this has changed over the years. So before I'd be like, oh yeah, you know, live with your girlfriend, wife, whatever. I'm at the point where I don't ever want to live with a woman. Like basically like my main place is with a woman. So I can have a situation where, let's say I have a spot where we both live, but then I have to have my other spot that's like my own thing. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, that's how I would do it. It says, our favorite book from ARC is The Possibility of Sex, No Free Attention. What's your favorite book? I haven't even read any of his books fully. Like I have mode 1, but I haven't read all the way through. So I gotta read some more of that. But the reason why I don't read it, because sometimes I don't like to divulge or read into too much of other people's things. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to start picking up on their shit and then like regurgitating their shit. You see what I'm saying? So, you know. He said, that's why actually reputation matters, because I'm in a small town. Everyone knows everyone. Well, the thing is, at the end of the day, who gives a shit, really? You understand what I'm saying? Like, y'all got to stop giving a shit. The world is a big place. Fuck your little town. You understand what I'm saying? It says, I told the woman I was interested sexually. Then she says she have to get comfortable with me first. What does that mean? That means she's not interested. What keeps you motivated in the game when you deal with the ups and downs of dealing with women? Well, the thing is, I don't. What am I trying to say to make it sound not so crazy? But see, the reason why you still like, or I should say this, you'll have these ups and downs with women because you haven't really accepted that you're dealing with women. Once you've accepted you're dealing with women, then there's not really ups and downs. It's just, this is just how women are. This is how women respond. This is how women feel. Generally, this is how they act. And then you accept it. You understand what I'm saying? That's it. So a lot of times, you know, you guys get pissed off, frustrated, and angry because it's almost like you want women to change, But you have to understand women are not going to change. Women are how they are, and that's just what it's going to be. You understand what I'm saying? All you need to do is make sure that you have a way that you do things and only allow women in your situation who are going to adhere to how you do things. But what happens is that there's still a side of women that's going to always be how it's going to be. Like, you know, women will be insecure, women will be emotional, like women will, get in their feelings about shit. It just is what it is. You said if the majority of women don't want me, does that mean all women don't want me? Hell no. What are you talking about? Listen, the majority of women are not going to want any of us. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want listen, y'all don't even want the majority of women. You understand what I'm saying? Like, what do y'all think this is? Y'all think so? Wait. So you think the majority of women are supposed to want you? That's not how it works. You don't even want the majority of women. You understand? And you don't need the majority of women. You don't need for the majority of women to want you. You could be. Listen. There's so much fucking women in the world. Why do you don't need a majority of them? You can't even handle that. What are you talking about? You see what I'm saying? You said, why do women love to stress men out? Listen, again, you guys have to stop taking women so seriously, man. That's why you get stressed out. You take them seriously. You know what I'm saying? So stop taking them seriously and then they won't stress you out. Is that why you only deal with them on our terms so we don't have to deal with their craziness? Yes. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is the last thing we'll say because I'm wrapping. It's real simple, guys, right? All it is you have a way you do things, which means you decide who gets to be with you, right? Once you feel like this person that is with you, right, is not following your lead, is not going with the program, then you just tell her goodbye. It's that simple. The problem is that you guys are so thirsty for women that you're willing to change yourself to get them, and you're scared to lose them. That's the problem. So you'll change yourself to get them, then you'll be frustrated because they're stressing you out, because you've already been stressed out because you changed yourself, but then at the same time, you don't want them to go nowhere. You understand what I'm saying? It's crazy. Crazy. But anyway, guys, that's pretty much it. Listen, I'm about to wrap this up. Make sure you guys go to badboymembership.com, join the Bad Boy membership, where you get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month. Also, make sure you guys join the masculine identity membership. Join the masculine identity membership to understand what your masculine identity is, understand who you are so that you can get what you want. You feel what I'm saying? And yeah, man, that's pretty much it. And I will holler at you guys later. And remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm gone. Click the links below to get private one-on-one coaching sessions with Mr. Locario or Miles Cunningham to step up your game. These coaching sessions are designed to help you with your specific needs in the dating game. So make sure you click the links below right now so that you can step up your game today. Now, before you go, click the link below and go to badboymembership.com. Now, badboymembership.com is a place where you go to get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month. Listen, I know you're tired of being rejected. Go to badboymembership.com. I know you're tired of being afraid to approach women. Go to badboymembership.com. I know you're tired of not getting the women that you want. Go to badboymembership.com. Listen, I know you're tired of being alone on a Friday night. Go to badboymembership.com. Now picture this. You'll go from not getting what you want when it comes to you dealing with women to actually getting what you want, to being the guy women want to be with, women want to date, women want to have sex with. All you need to do is go to badboymembership.com, follow the steps, learn the game, implement the game, and then you will get the woman you want. Make sure you go to badboymembership.com today. Click the link below. Click the link below or go straight to MrLocario.com to get the documentary, Game Kings, The Definition of Game.
Because Locario, in my opinion, it's the best dating coach on YouTube or whatever the fuck. Everything he says, ambulance. Everything he says, I have nothing against him. I have no contradiction. Everything he says, I say, yeah, it's this guy.